Blog Talk Radio.
Contra Radio Network, Preparedness Radio, with your host, John Jeffers.
Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Contra Radio Network. The chat room is open. Phone lines are open, 516-453-9389. Again, 516-453-9389, as well as the video feed on Facebook, the CRN like page. Yes. We're going for it tonight. Tonight, you know, as I told you, I'm shifting the focus of the show so groups can start becoming operational. If you want to know about the reasons why for prepping and all that good stuff, tell you what, I will tell you. I got over 300 shows telling you why you should prep. If you ain't got it by now, I can't help you. All right, I see Brandon and Porky will have joined us in the video chat room. Very good. Hey, guys. Welcome. Tonight I want to talk to you about something that's important. And we're not going to like it because, well, we're old, to put it another way. However, as preppers, it is imperative that we do this. And I'm talking about being physically fit. Prepper fit. The stuff. John Theo has also joined us in the video chat room on the CRN like page. So here, if you're new to prepping, good. You need to hear this. If you've been prepping and you're not physically fit, well, here, why beat the dead horse? Off-Grid Survival has put something really good together, and I want to put it out there. So, when was the last time you walked over a mile? When was the last time you walked for more than a mile with a backpack filled with 50 pounds of gear? If you're preparing for a crisis, but you can barely walk up a flight of stairs without getting winded, then you are nowhere near where you need to be. And you really shouldn't be thinking of yourself as a prepared person. I can't tell you how many people we've come across who prepare in almost every area of survival except physical fitness. These are the people who have almost every piece of gear known to man, have multiple bug-out bags, each weighing more than 50-plus pounds, but have never once strapped that pack to their back and walked a couple miles to see how it feels to carry that much weight. Can you do it? Look, if I asked you to simulate a disaster scenario right now by grabbing your bug-out bags and walking 5 to 10 miles, could you do it? If your pride says yes, but your daily reality consists of moving from one seat to another, to go from staring at one screen to the next, then you may want to rethink what I'm asking you to do. You can have all the survival gear in the world, but if you aren't prepared your body to physically deal with the realities of surviving a long-term crisis or bug-out situation, you're not going to survive for very long. Survival is downright brutal. It's going to take a toll on your body. If you want to get a good picture of real-world survival, look no further than the U.S. military. Now, while a lot of their training deals with tactics, weapons, and gear, two of the primary focuses of basic training are breaking down the human body and then building it up to survive the rigors of war. They know from thousands of years of warfare that gear they have is only as good as the soldier who carries it. So we have to ask ourselves, why is physical fitness so important to a prepper? Well, here are some things to consider. When it comes down to it, the will to survive and the physical ability to deal with stress will always beat technology. When things go bad, you're going to be forced to work harder than you've ever worked before. You can't just go from couch to real-world survival and expect things to go well. You know, I once told you that if you have a heart attack, even right now, you have the grabber. It'll be the worst pain you've ever felt in your life. The pain will be so intense and so great, you will puke on yourself. That's how intense it is. And when you are dead, lying in the street, and the group is going to strip you of your gear, and then they're going to roll your body out of the way, maybe into the ditch, as they should. Because they can't carry you and your gear. And your gear is more important to the living than it is to you who are now dead. So your preparations for survival are no different than the boxer preparing for a fight, the climber preparing to climb Everest, or the soldier preparing to go to war. Do you really think any of those people were sitting on the couch in the lead up to those events? Your life and the lives of those you love depend on your physical fitness and your ability to perform under harsh crisis conditions. So now we have to ask ourselves, how do we get in shape to survive a long-term crisis or a bug-out scenario? And I want to tell you something, right? Skinny does not mean prepared. You with me on this? Yes? Yeah, let's see. What's Brandon saying? Yeah, Brandon, I hear you, buddy. I'm with you. And we got Porky Wheel. He has a physically demanding job. And his body says, I'm not allowed to do those things as much now. That's because we haven't trained for it. In the interest of transparency, the last 3 weeks, I've been walking. Not running, I'm just walking. Because I'm out of shape. I am not physically fit. I've admitted that to myself. But I've also admitted to myself that I can change it, and I'm doing just that. I've been walking. In fact, I grabbed the dog. He's laying down behind the backdrop there. We go for a walk every morning before it gets too hot. By the time I come back, I'm drenched with sweat. And there's a lot of times I let the dog set the pace. If he takes off, he won't run, but if he takes off at a trot, I pick up the pace. He slows down, I slow down. And on occasion, on the way back to the house from our walk, I'll jog a few, but start jogging a little bit. 2 weeks ago, we started weight resistance training. Yeah, lifting weights. You don't have to bench 75% of your body weight. No. First of all, you got to start off slow, unless you want to have a heart attack doing it. Second of all, when you start doing these, use lightweight. For example, you're going to laugh, but it's true. I was doing the crunches, the arm curls. I was only using 10-pound weights. Now my buddy, my FTO, my field training officer from 26 years ago, that's who I work out with. He calls, hey, you want to work out? Yeah, I'm on the way. What time? See you in an hour. I'll be there in an hour. He says, you start off with 10 pounds. Because he's been working with weights since high school. He's older than I am. So what does he do? He grabs the 30 pounds. He won't go anymore. I'm doing 10 pounds right now. See it right here. Oh, is it right here and right here? I just torqued it big time. But that's okay. I'm still lifting. And I'm going to continue. Now, yeah, and you can tear some lower abs when you're working out. You're not 21 again. We're wiser. But are we smarter? Well, yeah, because now we realize we need to be physically fit. You think for a moment you're going to strap on a 40-pound backpack with your weapon and just go? What are you? Are you smoking the golden crack pipe, you meth heads? Nobody does that. You can't do it. That's why we need to start working out. Now, look, I get it. Not everybody's retired. I understand that. People work 8, 10, 12 hours a day. I get that. But I got to tell you something. Can you spare an hour? When I go for a walk, it's about an hour. When I go lift with my my partner, who is my field training officer, it's about an hour's worth of exercise. You got to change your eating habits. I'll be first. I love the McDonald's Big Mac. I love the McDonald's, fish fillet. I'm all over that crap. Oh, yeah. Can't do it anymore. Start eating proteins. I've been sucking down yogurt for 3 weeks. Oikos. You know why? No added sugar. And then you get some of the organic stuff, which has a lot of sugar substitute, like erythritol, and a little bit of sugar, but a lot of protein. Eat the protein. Look, it's better to start changing your little bit of eating habits. You do not have to try to become the biggest loser. Because if you aren't physically fit, you will be the biggest loser because you'll be the one dying on the side of the road in the ditch. I understand it's not popular. I know we're not having fun tonight. We're not talking about that stuff. We're talking about training. This is part of training. Physical fitness is part of your prepper group training. I'm not sticking to potatoes either, Porky Wheel. Not going to do it. Too much carbs, empty starch. As a matter of fact, I've lowered my carb intake. I haven't eliminated them. I'm not going to eliminate them. I love my grains. Are you kidding me? Give me some bread. I like bread. Potatoes? No. Not enough nutritional value there. I won't do it. A lot of proteins, though. Read the packages. I got a question for anybody that can answer it. Because, my question is this. Why is it they have to add sugar to bread? I'd like somebody to let me know that. So let's get back to it. Now, look, we're not talking about losing weight or looking good in the mirror. It's about physical fitness. And yes, there is a huge difference. We've all met a good number of hefty people who could cover more miles in a day while out hunting than the average so-called person in shape that probably walks in a month. So the first thing, you got to start taking physical fitness seriously. You don't need to sign up for a gym. But you need to do something. Look, if your day consists of sitting in front of a screen for 8 hours at work, followed by sitting in the vehicle on the way home so you can then plop yourself on the couch, you might want to take it slow at first. It is far better to do a little something every day than to throw yourself head first into some crazy P90X style fitness program that could do more harm than good. If you are not already regularly exercising, take the next 6 weeks, and this is what I'm going to give you to, all right? Follow the program. We're going to add 10 to 15% a week. And then you'll be ready to step things up. Now, every little thing you do to add steps to your day will help. First of all, start parking in the farthest spot from your work, the grocery store, wherever. Skip the elevator, take the stairs. Make sure you start your day with a low-impact stretching routine. Make walking part of your daily routine. You can do your walking anywhere, anytime. Start out with an early morning or late night walk, 30 minutes a day for at least 3 to 5 days a week. As you build your endurance, then add a backpack with some weight to your routine and increase the speed of your walk. Do not go out there thinking, I'm going to do this, bang, bang, bang. Because once you get sore, you're more apt to go, I don't want to do this anymore. It hurts. I'm sore. I'm in pain. I ache. This is the time to do it. Where am I? There we go. What is, it's Tim. Tim in North Carolina says, it's better to find out now than after the shit hits the fan. And you're right, Tim. Sugar and bread tastes better. And you know what? It's wrong. I look at the label. All right, if I know you guys know this, but for those that are new and don't, When you look at the ingredients on a package of food at the grocery store, they're listed in descending order of what's more prevalent. So, for example, let's say sugar is listed number 3 on the list. That's the amount of sugar in there. If you want to know what a gram of sugar looks like, simple. You ever been in the, you go to the restaurant? You know those little sugar packs that got on the table? You know, little, you just tear them open, you know, that's a gram of sugar. So when you're drinking your Coca-Cola, and I got to tell you, I love Coca-Cola, nice cold one on a summer day, I'm good. No, I'm not. So when they say, oh, look, here's a bottle of Coke. It's only 16 ounces. It's a pint of Coke. Coca-Cola. It's refreshing. And it is. Until you see it's got 23 grams of sugar in it. That means 23 of those packets poured into that little bottle. I see Rob has joined us. Hey, Rob, how you doing, buddy? And there is. Simple bread recipe is this. Flour, water, salt, and yeast. Tastes great. You know what? I've had real bread like that, and it does taste great. So, anyways. Hey, Terry. My good buddy Terry's in the Facebook video chat. Hey, Terry, I'm glad to see you here, pal. I'm ranting and raving right now. So, let's look at this from the way we need to. Oh, where am I? Nope, okay, we're good. So this. Here's some data showing how adding a simple walking or stair climbing routine to your life can make a difference. Now, a 2015 study presented at the European Society of Cardiology Congress showed that even small amounts of walking could make a huge difference. In fact, the study found that 25 minutes of brisk walking a day can add up to 7 years to your life. How is that for increasing your odds of survival? And for my good friend John Theo, screw the gym, take the stairs. Researchers at McMaster University in Ontario, Canada, have found that a single minute of very intense exercise produces health benefits similar to longer traditional endurance training. Their studies concluded that simply taking the stairs for 30 minutes a week could lead to an increase in cardiorespiratory fitness. And of course, according to our own Harvard Medical School, even when taking it slow, you'll burn calories 2 to 3 times faster climbing stairs than walking briskly on the street. But since I'm more concerned with fitness, how about this stat? The Harvard alumni study found that men who average at least 8 flights a day, that's not aircraft, that's stairs, a day, enjoy a 33% lower mortality rate than men who are sedentary. And that's even better than the 22% lower death rate men earned by walking 1.3 miles a day. So here's where the real physical fitness pays off. Here's the payoff. Now that we have you moving, let's start bumping things up a notch and really start to increase our fitness-related preparedness. It all starts with your core. Almost every physical thing you do starts at the core, which includes all the muscles of the hips, upper legs, stomach, lower back, and waist. A strong core promotes good posture, improves breathing, and reduces the risk of upper back, bone, and muscle injuries. It also helps develop back strength to carry those heavy bug-out bags. Now, there are literally hundreds of different core training techniques, gadgets, workout routines to choose from. We're not going to go through them here. We're just not. Find the one you like and use it. Now, strength training for power. That's fitness and to prevent injury. You're not looking to become some freakish steroid monster, but you do need to build up your overall strength because it is an important part of the preparedness fitness equation. Again, thousands upon thousands of options. So, obviously, can't share every one of them in here, but I do want you to place to start and a sample fitness schedule. Feel free. I'm going to post all that we're talking about. I'm going to post it because it's important. That's why. Most of you are listening. Some might be taking notes. That's all right. So I'm going to post a sample weekly training program. I'm going to post everything I'm talking about because it's that important. Physical fitness training should be a part of your prepper group operational plans. Even when the shit hits the fan, you should still be exercising. That's how important it is. Now, it's very important so you don't sit there and croak off your first week. Warm up. 5 to 10 minutes of stretching and getting your heart rate up. It's important that you work up a sweat. You got to burn that sugar that's just sitting in your muscles. It takes 20 minutes to burn it off. After that 20-minute time limit, now you're starting to really get what you need to take care of. And it's every day. So, for example, when I walk briskly, after I get up and kind of wake going, oh, good God, where's my coffee? No, No. Now I drink water. Get things going. Get loose. Then grab the leash, grab the dog, off we go. When we're going to our destination, walk fast, walk slow, walk fast, walk slow. Whatever it takes, burn off that sugar. You've got to be going at least 20 minutes. Burn it off. Because after that 20-minute time limit, now we're getting the benefits we need. And I'm going to go on a limb here, and I might be wrong. Weight loss. If you're carrying a gut, you're really, and I am. I'm telling you the truth. You carry a gut, you're going to have back problems, lower back problems. That's just the way it is. That's the truth of the matter, and I'm putting it out there. And it's nothing to be ashamed of. It is something to be concerned about and something that we can fix. Okay, now we told you not to start off with the P90X style workouts, but if you've been at this for a couple of weeks, those types of programs aren't a bad option, and they're cheaper than the gym. They are fun and engaging, and they produce real results. Hint, hint, hint. Before you start your P90X style workout, make sure you have a gallon of water next to you because you're going to be sucking it down. Very few people actually can finish like the P90X style workout. It's that draining. It's that intense. I mean, people do finish it, but just so you know. And right now, I've been doing this for 3 weeks, and I know I'm not even ready for it. But what's more important is this. You have to come up with a workout plan that works for you. Like I said, sometimes you work first shift, second shift, mids. I get it. You're working. I get it. You got an hour, maybe an hour and a half, because let's face it, you got a family, you got stuff you got to do when you get home. I get it. I get it. Maybe you can't do it every night. Maybe you can do it every other night. But do something. Do anything. Except sit on the couch and watch TV all freaking day. Now, for you guys that are my age, I'm 53, and I started taking a testosterone booster. Mainly, I could care less about the sex life. I mean, yeah, that's fun and all that, and I enjoy it. We all do. However, I do it because it gives me more energy. Boosting, getting that testosterone back into my body makes me able to go a little bit farther, a little bit faster, last a little bit longer. Oh, and by the way, if you're like me, how many of you like to take naps? How many of you like to sleep at night? Guess what? When you start working out and doing that, you're going to be sleeping better and better and better. I hope you don't think I'm preaching. Yeah, you're right. Brian, he wants to know what P90X is. Look up online. You'll see it. And you need a puke bucket, too. You might. It's that intense. It is that intense. Look, I hope everybody's not thinking I'm preaching, because I am. Because I want you to survive. I want you to live. If you don't survive, what is your family going to do? What's your wife going to do? What are your young kids going to do if you are not there? All right, what do we got there? What is it? Where is it? Kenny's in the chat room. Okay. You're, you know what? Now that Kenny's in here, and I am the universe is already Sprachen Sie Yiddish. You guys. Kenny, when are you doing your march on Richmond? Give us a call. Let us know. I want to get in on that. So, anyways, that's. In fact, where is this? Let me see something here. If I can, yep, I'm gonna share it right now. What we just talked about, because it's that important, guys. It's that important. It really is. There we go. Got a caller. 704 area code. Go ahead.
John, it's Tim in North Carolina.
How are you, sir?
I am doing well. I hope I don't kill your show right now by calling in and everything shuts down again.
Continue, sir.
Hey, I've always been in pretty good shape. I raced motocross as a late teenager and young adult.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff, puts a beating on your body,
Oh, yeah.
but, keeps you thin and trim, and the less you weigh, the faster your bike goes, kind of deal. And I had some bad knee injuries, lower back injuries, and got out of it for about 10 years or so, and gained a little bit of weight. I mean, if you want to talk about going from 140 to 170, a little bit of weight, that was about it. And actually, I might have been underweight at that point when I was at 140, but then again, I was in my early 20s. And got back into it, started doing the P90X stuff, and really got into it.
Yeah.
Got into real good shape, but then started losing the motivation to get up and do it. And one of these things that I found, driving by on like a Saturday morning or early on a weekday morning, there's a group out there that I found. It's called F3, and the 3 Fs are fitness, fellowship, and faith.
Oh, yeah.
We get together 5:30 every morning in a parking lot, church parking lot, school parking lot, local park. There's groups all over the country, and it's a boot camp workout. And getting together at 5:30 in the morning with a bunch of guys of like purpose,
Yes.
of looking to build leadership, that's the incentive that I found that got me right back into this whole thing, and really started feeling good.
Right.
You don't show up, you sleep in one morning, you show up the next day, you get your balls busted. I mean, bad. So the motivation there of getting up, getting out there, and at the end of it, like after a Saturday morning workout, which is a little bit later, we locally we'll start here at 7 and go to 8, and then we'll head over to like a McDonald's and grab some coffee or something healthy at least, and sit around for 45 minutes, and then maybe throw in a little bit of Bible study. And we've got guys from all denominations, all denominations of Christians. We had a couple of Jewish guys, and there's a couple of atheists in the group too, but they show up for this, and it's a chance to bond as men. And, in the conversation at that point, after the workout, after you've been, week by week, some of these guys have been together for years. I've been with it for just over a year and a half now. And the bonds that we make and the conversations that are held, it's just so many guys of like principle and like mind, not just necessarily preppers, but, everybody's, trying to be a leader in their family, be that, the male head of household and not the stereotype that's featured on TV. So a whole lot of fitness is the motivation to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, get your butt out there in the cold. Granted, we're in North Carolina. We're not doing it in too much snow. But we've had mornings, it's been 17 degrees out.
Right. Oh.
And get out there.
Oh, 17 degrees.
Hey, I'm
Why don't you
a
try
native New Englander.
Why don't
I
you
can
try
complain. I know what
30
cold
below
is.
zero? Then come talk to me.
I know. Like I said, I'm a native New Englander. I know what cold is.
Yeah.
But it's in this part of the country. It's awesome. In this F3 group, if you go to f3nation.com, you can look for a group near you, show up one morning at 5:30 or whatever their scheduled start time is, and say, "Look, hey, I'm the SNG. That's friendly new guy," and man, you'll be welcomed with open arms and a bunch of brothers that are all in it for the same deal.
Let me ask you something, Tim. Am I right about physical fitness? Am I right to be preaching it and harping on it?
Oh, without a doubt, because without it, you're dead when it hits the fan.
Oh.
I mean, pure, simple, straightforward. And then also as a scout leader, you know, I got to keep up with a bunch of 16, 17-year-olds,
I want some,
and helps me stay with them too.
I want you guys and gals out there that are listening to this. Do not think for a single moment that you will rise to the occasion. You will not rise to the occasion. You will rise to your level of training and fitness, and that's it. You will go no further than that. So if you think that it's perfectly acceptable for your family, you think it's perfectly acceptable to lay on the couch, watch TV, because you're tired, you don't want to do anything. If that's acceptable to you, that's fine. I'm not going to criticize you for it. I might question you about it, like I am now, but I'm not going to condemn you for it. So if you think that you will rise to the occasion, which you will not, you just can't. Physically, mentally, you might think you can. Physically, you will not. You will rise to your level of training and physical fitness. Thou shalt go no further. Am I right, Tim?
Well, you're right. As far as fitness goes, you're going to rise to the end of your first adrenaline rush, and then you are going to crash.
Right.
And you're going to crash hard.
Right.
And recovery at that point is going to be tough.
If you recover at all, provided you don't have a massive
Correct.
heart attack, provided, hey, you know what? What about if you pull a hamstring? You don't know what pain is. And those take forever to heal. Don't believe me? Watch the NFL players. And they pull a hamstring, or a baseball player, they pull a hamstring. They're out for 2 to 3 weeks because it won't heal forever. Right.
Hey, look what I just went through.
Yeah.
I've been walking around with a very small tear and a very small hernia for about 3 to 4 years. Doctor said, you know, get a surgeon to look at it. Surgeon said, it's not really that bad right now.
Right.
And then back in May, I tore it big time to the point where I had to push my intestines back through my stomach muscle into my insides when I'd get up in the morning.
Oh, good God. But you know what? And I want to say this to all of you. If you have a physical problem, like Tim has, Tim had hernia or whatever, now is the time to get that addressed and fixed. The day after the critical event is not the time to say, maybe I should have had that operation. Maybe I should have had that cavity filled. It's too late. Physical fitness is not just about exercising, it's about maintaining your body, maintaining your health, maintaining everything that has to do with good hygiene. And, as we get older, we get lazier. Let's be honest about it. Maybe we don't always brush our teeth twice a day, Maybe we skip a day. Who's going to know? Who cares, right? Guess what? Your body cares. If you have, let's say you suffer from gastric reflux disease, you need to, granted, you can't get that taken care of, but you can certainly start getting the meds now. Because the last thing you want to do is have a bleeding ulcer, puking, trying to carry a 40-pound pack, and keep situationally aware, not only for yourself, but your loved ones. Yeah, try that all at once.
Oh, once you stop physically exerting yourself, you go tunnel vision big time.
Right. So yeah, am I bitching about physical fitness? Yes. Why? Because I've seen it, and I failed to follow through. I'm not going to fail this time. I'm encouraging you
And
I'm encouraging you to do it with me.
and the mental aspects of it too. You know how much medication that psychiatrists could wean people off if they just get their butts outside and did something every day?
You know what? It's amazing. You know, okay, how many of you out there have type 2 diabetes? Raise your hand. Guess what? I'm doing something about it. The reason we have type 2 diabetes is because we're fat slobs. We've stopped working out, we stopped exercising, we stopped really taking care of ourselves like we probably should. That's why you got type 2 diabetes. You want to get rid of it? Drop the weight, start exercising. You will. And not only that, if you have a high blood pressure because you are overweight, guess what? Start exercising. Bring it down. Bring the weight down. Get off the high blood pressure meds. Fix your type 2 diabetes. There's so much that you can do now while the grid is up, while it's still good. Because, again, the day after the critical incident, it's too late.
About 8 years ago, I was on high blood pressure meds.
Yes.
I was, 41, 42 years old, taking high blood pressure stuff, and that was the big motivation for me to start going and get out from behind. I wound up at a desk job for most of my day, and just get my butt out and do something. And even now, I haven't worked out since middle of May when I get diagnosed with the hernia and then surgery. I'm going back, actually 2 weeks from today, as doctors said, if I get no other symptoms, I'm clear as far as August 1st.
Right.
And everything's feeling good right now, but I mean, I had stepped away from lifting something to move it at work. I turned to the guy next to me and said, "No, I'm not doing this. I feel pretty good, but you're taking care of this." And my wife, even though I haven't worked out in a while, she's like, "When are you getting your butt out there? Because you are a miserable prick right now."
Okay, here you go, guys. This is perfect. You guys are going to like this. There is an app that you can use on your phone. It's called Zombies Run. What it does, it combines the traditional couch to 5K training plan with an immersive zombie story where the runner plays a main character. It tells you when to walk and run, when to speed up because these zombies are about to catch you. It tracks your time and distance. And it connects to an online game if you choose. Plus, you could use your own music. Guess what I'm going to do right now, guys? I'm posting it on the website, CRN like page. If you're listening to this, guess what? We're going to do it right now. Why? Because let me tell you something. After walking the same place over and over again, running the same, seeing the same stuff, guess what happens? Yes. That's exactly what happens. You know what happens. You get bored. I get it. I understand it. Mm-hmm.
Now, when that motivation is gone, I mean, there's nothing to it. That's this F3 thing for me has been a godsend. To get your feet out of the bed on a cold winter morning, put them on the cold floor, and then go outside to go run, almost a 5K in the morning, and then do a whole lot of boot camp stuff. You need a whole lot of ball busting to make sure you get your butt out there to do it.
Is this boring anybody? I want to know. Is it boring you? Good. Because you know what? All right, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. If it's boring you, too fucking bad. I don't care. I don't. What I expect for you to do. The reason I don't care if it's boring you to death, because I want you to live. I want you to survive. That's why I do this show. That's why myself and others put money into this show. Oh, you're bored? Too bad. I don't care. Unboard yourself.
And as a leader, how can you expect somebody to do something that you physically can't do yourself?
There you go. Perfect example. Good leadership skill. Excellent, sir. You get a gold star tonight.
Thank you.
Look, guys,
You've got to be able to set that example, and then you got to pick up the slack for the guys in your group that that aren't there yet. you might have the guys that try like hell to get there, and they're just not at that level. But at that point, that's when you pick up their slack also. I mean, if you guys are going out somewhere, or you're making that supply run, and guess what? You found an extra 12 cans of beans. Well, you know what? You might have to take 8, and the other guy's going to take 4 of those cans because he just physically can't handle it.
There you go. Look, I'm saying this, and I'm doing it because I care about my listeners. Look, dead people don't listen to me. They don't turn in the show. They don't do anything. I want you guys to be physically fit. And look, yes, okay, I promise you. The first 3 or 4 weeks you're going to be sore. After that, you're not going to be sore anymore. You're going to start seeing differences. You don't believe me? Get on the scale tonight. Make a commitment to do something tomorrow. Get on the scale. Write it down somewhere. Piece of paper. I don't care what you do with it. Piece of paper, throw it in the bathroom, refrigerator, under your pillow. I don't care. Write down that number, that weight number. Do it for 2 weeks. And do not get on the scale again for 2 weeks. Reason being, if you're stuck, say, at 190, and you want to drop, 50 pounds or whatever, get down to 140, whatever it is that's healthy for you, and you keep day after day, 189, 190, 189, you're going to get frustrated, you're going to get bored, you're going to get pissed off, and you're going to not do it. So that's why I'm saying, weigh yourself once, all right? Oh, it's all going to hell now. We're getting all the alarms. Severe thunderstorm warning. Great. Just what we need. More water around this place.
Oh, man.
Fucking Illinois.
Well, you better be in shape to throw some sandbags around.
I did. I was. I promise you I was. And here's something else. The best marksmen in the world are flexible. You understand what I'm saying? They're flexible.
Oh, exactly.
Exercise helps you become what? Flexible. Look, I like you guys. You guys are my listeners. I care about you. Some of you guys are friends of mine. We met during the show. I want to make sure that we continue to listen to the show. I want you to understand how important it is to be physically. Look, okay, here's another secret that they don't tell you. You know what? You see the bodybuilders, and they got that V cut on their body? Guess what? It's genetics that allows that. That does not mean somebody like myself. I've never lifted weights in my entire life. I just started. I like it. But the thing of it is, I know guys who've been doing it since high school, and they're like rectangles. That doesn't mean they're not physically fit. It just means that genetically speaking, to get that V look, I'm trying to think, you ever watch Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and you got the Cardassians, and they got the shoulders, and then they come down into the V, the trunk is like, because they're built that way. With human beings, it's genetically. That doesn't mean just because you might be built like a fire plug. That doesn't mean that because you don't have a V-shaped body that you are not physically fit. So don't get caught up in that mental mindset, thinking, I don't want to have the V-shaped body. You don't need it. The best.
I've come to the conclusion. I am never going to gain muscle mass. I'm just not genetically disposed to that.
That doesn't mean you're not physically fit.
Correct, but can I throw on a 35-pound pack and do 30 miles in 2 days? Yeah, I can.
Yeah, you can do it. The same as saying, being skinny. I'm reminded of a young man. His name is Carl, an older gentleman. I used to work with him in the jail many, when I first started. Carl, it was always thin. Always. I could not, and he was a lot older than I was. I said, Carl, how do you do this? I said, he would eat whatever he wanted. And I kid you not, the man could put it away. It turned out later on, the reason he was so skinny all the time is because he had a thyroid problem. Once he got the thyroid problem and all that causes, He got the thyroid under control. Oh, he gained weight. He had to learn how to eat like the rest of us and be careful with what he ate. So my point is this: just because you're thin doesn't always necessarily mean that you're physically fit or healthy. Does it make sense to you? Yes? No? Let's see. I don't think anybody wants to call me tonight, man. I think you're the only one that wanted to call, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, this is a good subject, and it's something that I try to instill not just to my friends, but also to a lot of the scouts that are in the scout troop that I'm scoutmaster of.
Right.
It's epidemic about kids that just sit around on the couch and stuff their face with junk food and play video games all day long. We just took the kids to a week-long summer camp.
Yeah.
I showed up for a couple of nights, and man, these kids were going through video game withdrawals at the end of the week. There was zero electronics for them for the week.
Good.
Well, hold on. I got to rephrase that.
Go
the
ahead.
first couple of days, they were going through withdrawals. By the time Friday hit, the last day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, they really weren't too concerned with it because they were too busy having fun outside doing stuff that kids used to do.
Absolutely correct, sir. True story. Believe it, you wouldn't know it by looking at me, but when I was in the Army, I joined the Army when I was 19. I weighed 130 pounds, and those bastards gave me the M60 with ammunition to carry. Thanks, guys.
They gave you the pig?
I hated that son of a bitch. I thought that damn thing weighed half as much as I did. And we got guys...
It did?
I mean, it did, I know. And we got guys who could bench press Jeeps and tanks. Here, you take this, I'll take the grenade launcher. I finally got rid of it. I said, what? I went to the lieutenant. I said, what is wrong with you? I weigh 130 pounds. This thing weighs half as much as I do. And you wonder why I can't keep up? It's not that I'm out of shape. This thing's freaking heavy. Give it to this guy. Yeah, he did. And he says, what do you want? I'll take the M203 grenade launcher for 100, Alex. Thank you very much. And ever since then, I've always had the grenade launcher. And, I was always good with it, but I really enjoyed it. There's nothing feeling like wearing the vest when that has 40 millimeter rounds stuck in it. I feel like a little terrorist. Where? Point me to the right place. My point is this, guys. We are not... When you're young, you young preppers out there, don't stop exercising. Keep it going. Don't stop exercising. For us old guys, we got to start going again. Get on a bike. Go ride 5-10 miles. Anything that makes you sweat, that you have to use motion. I like walking because I can do it anywhere, all the time. In fact, one of the things that the wife and I decided a long time ago is we're not looking for the parking closest to the door at the grocery store. I'll park way the hell out by the employees, and I will walk in. I'm okay with that.
Oh, I do that. That pisses my wife off beyond belief.
Why? She ought to be grateful that you're doing that. Because you know what?
No, with her in the car.
Who cares? She should be grateful that you care enough about the family. We could walk. It ain't going to kill us. And I don't care if it's raining or not. I just don't give a damn if it rains. Guess what? I'll dry off. Hell,
that is the best. That's the best time to get out there and train and do something in the worst conditions.
It is.
Because shit it's a fan.
It doesn't matter.
You can't pick the weather when you're going to go out on a scavenging run.
Nope, cannot.
Yeah, and actually, can I revert back to Sunday night real quick?
Fire away.
That would be like one of the best times to go out. The crappier the weather is, that's when you sneak your butt out the door at about 3 o'clock when all the treacherous, and all the guys that are out there, late into the evening, reveling in this whole grid down situation, that's when they're falling asleep. You get out at about 3 a.m. on the worst night, go to these places that you may have pre-marked. Well, if you're smart, you would have a map of your local area with all these places pre-marked where you can go and start seeing what's available. And then get home at first light if you're coming into your area of operations and your neighbors are just waking up in the morning. They may not be the revelers from the night before,
Right.
but, they might be sleeping in a little bit, and you can get out, get back, and hopefully have like another few days worth of food stockpiled just from your little run, and especially in adverse conditions.
Right.
That's the best time in the military when you attack, when it's a crappy, nasty weather and your enemy is hunkered down.
All right, guys. Here you go. Here's 4 truths that you need to know. And it's this. Some preppers announce that if times get really tough, they're just going to live off their body fat. Morons, that's called starvation. And they'll just end up feeling miserable and not be of much use to anybody. So don't look at a grid down event as a viable weight loss option. Most survival educators recommend that a bug-out bag be no more than about 30 pounds. So if you're carrying an extra 30 pounds, it's just like carrying a heavy bug-out bag around all the time, but without being useful. Number 3, the next time you're at a grocery store, head down the pet food aisle. Hoist a 20-pound bag of dog food on your shoulder and really feel what 20 pounds feels like. 20 pounds of dead weight is a lot different than 20 pounds of your dog or whatever. So put it back on the shelf. See how much lighter you feel. Now imagine taking 20 pounds or more off your body and not having to carry it around anymore. And last but not least, I want you guys to understand this. The more overweight you are, the more likely you are to need medication. You ready for the big one here? Some of these medications become unnecessary once the weight comes off. Dependence on medication during a grid down situation is its own disaster waiting to happen because chances are that medication that you're on will be unobtainable. If I'm lying, I'm dying to you guys. And moderate your eating. Believe me. Hey, guys, I got to tell you, I love to eat. I will. You get me to the buffet, I died and went to heaven. Look at all that food. I like all that. I'll just have little bits of everything. Guess what? Moderate your eating habits. More than likely, and I know a lot of guys don't like it, but the bottom line is this. Increase your vegetable intake, especially the green vegetables. In more green vegetables, and then follow down with some proteins like meat. Me, I don't mind pork, love turkey, love chicken, love beef. Get me a chunk of cow anytime. I'm your friend.
That's once a week for me. We've been cutting our diet down to chicken and fish, along with a salad and some vegetables.
Yeah.
And then a steak once a week.
Oh, and of course, Porky Will, you're absolutely correct. Because we're almost out of time tonight, but I want to bring this up. Guys, I know it's hard, and this is going to be more difficult than losing weight you could ever imagine. If you're smoking, you got to stop. I got to tell you, I'm honest with you guys. I've tried quitting many times, and just when I thought I got it licked, I fall back. Backslide. That doesn't mean we stop trying to quit. Something we need to know about that. You know what tobacco? You know what they use for tobacco to make it not so obnoxious tasting? They put sugar. They cure it with
formaldehyde,
sugar.
Isn't it?
They cure it with sugar. And what do you do when you have that sugar? And we like that. So there, it's been said. porky wheel. But you know what? I understand about the smoking thing. What's important is we keep trying to quit. What's important is that the more exercise we do, the easier it will become to quit smoking. And think of all the money you pay for a pack of cigarettes over the month. You could put that towards your preps or that new weapon you want.
Oh, you can
All kinds of
look
things.
at all that ammo you could buy.
Exactly. Guys, look, this is not easy. If being a prepper was easy, everybody would be a prepper. But it's not. Being the person your family's going to rely on. Go ahead, buddy.
Since we've been chatting,
Yeah.
I've got a whole bunch of 223 cases all primed and ready to go, and I put together about 77 rounds. I just added powder and a projectile.
There you go, guys.
So
I am not criticizing anybody that's listening to this. I am chewing all our asses, including my own. We need to get physically fit. There's just no other options. There's no other way around it. This is part of training. Every prepper should have a physical fitness program. Don't be the guy that shows up wearing his camouflage baseball hat that says Ruger on it and has his T-shirt on that says Sig Sauer and his guts hanging over his camo pants. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. All right. We posted some links. I'm going to post some more stuff for you guys. And you know what?
John,
Go ahead, friend.
I'll put a link up. I'll put a link up of F3 Nation too.
Yeah, do that for me, would you? Put it on the
That is,
put it on the group page. I'll see it there, and then I'll just post it over
All right.
on the like page.
and the motivation to get out there and do something is the hardest thing. That
is.
first 3 weeks of getting out there and having other guys to motivate you to get out there is an awesome thing.
Men, we can do this. Ladies, you can do this. All right, look, I'm almost out of time here. Tim, thank you so much for calling in, buddy. I do appreciate it. I'm glad that you made your
thank
surgery.
you for having me.
I'm so glad that you made it through your surgery, my man. And you're feeling better.
Thank you very much.
You're feeling better, my friend. I'm so glad to hear that. If you like what you hear, tell your friends. If you don't, email me, contraradio@live.com. Okay? So, if you think that physical fitness is hard, try having a fucking heart attack. Let me know how hard that is. How about your last dying gasp of breath? You're laying there and you can see your family and you're on a 90-degree angle and your last thoughts are, who's going to look after them? Oh. Think about that. All right, my friends. Is that Wednesday night? Yeah, it's Wednesday night. Contra Dawn Show, Friday.
90 seconds.
9 a.m. I'm sorry, 9 p.m. Is it 9 p.m.? I think it's 9 p.m. her time. Yeah, it's 9 p.m. Central Time. And now we got our good friend. Julie. She completed her move. She's doing her show Saturday nights at 8 o'clock, and I'll be back Sunday night. Hey guys, let's go get fit. For my Prepper and Patriot friends out there, I say to you this: be safe, be alert,
60 seconds.
and be vigilant. Good night, Tim. Thank you, my friend.
Good night.
This is John Jeffers here at the Contra Radio Network. Let's get fit. I'll talk to you then. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening in. Good night.
Thank you for using Blog Talk.